You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go!
Hey, Twork.
Sure, yo.
Twork, which one of y'all niggas told Drugs about that conversation about the Chris Brown situation?
What Chris Brown situation?
Who told him about that Chris Brown situation, about him not having friends coming inside Chris Brown house or something?
Twerk, you was
that his friends was waiting outside.
That fake ass nigga. That pissed me off.
Oh no, it wasn't me.
I just wanted to ask you that real quick.
I got one too.
You're a snake.
He had an angle that Luke took Jack Boy's style. Jack Boy, do you feel that way? Like when he said, "Fricky" is kind of like whatever, whatever you be doing. Yeah. He used the same voice.
We don't know nothing about that.
I mean, respectfully, I think Lou found himself back at the Riggs battle. I was there for that. When he battled Riggs, I think that was the Lou where he was like, all right, like Lou is here. He just got to take a couple more battles and beat niggas. Because I still see that, like, that Lou, you feel me, is one of my favorite. That second round was the round of the weekend, if you ask me, for real.
Castro gonna be back.
Was that before the real sick? Was that before the
right
tournament?
That was before the tournament. That was banned. That was banned.
That's what got him in the tournament, probably?
Yeah.
Is that what, like, maybe people say, you know what, he need to be in the
That's
tournament?
what happened,
When I started realizing when he battled Sick, I was like, oh, yeah. Lou,
he's fire.
I think
the best thing for Lou.
I just think some battle rappers got to chill. It's got to be paused and a quiet taste. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Hey, yo.
Cortez, there was one point where you was outside a lot. Like, what do you go through a battler's mind to make him be like, let me sit down for a minute?
Well, Cortez got to sit there because, you already booking him.
Oh, my God.
Nah, Cortez was everywhere. He was for Warzone.
You gotta understand something. No, I was always getting checks though all over. I never waited for URL. URL did.
Your shit tweaking.
Chill, Twerk. You know Bodega taught you how to salsa dance first. You know what I'm saying? Like that first battle.
Nah, you in the Matrix core.
Nah, fast. That nigga. What did he say? He walked all over me, yeah.
Twerk, you were also somebody battling every week at one point.
That's what I said. That's what I was saying at first. I was saying, like, that shit is a lot.
Twerk, I just always wanted to ask you this, bro. Like, honestly, how long did you have to prep for the QP battle? Like, for that QP battle, like, what kind of space were you in for that QP battle? Because I was
actually in a good space for that battle. Like, I think I was just coming off of Glue Easy, I want to say.
Glue.
So, yeah, I was in a good space. And then, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, that was the first time. It just kind of shocked me, like, when I did Strapped In and the crowd said it. I'm like, oh, shit. So that's when I think that is what, like, really pushed me, like, oh, nah, these motherfuckers fuck with me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, do the bounce, they go crazy. I'm like, oh, like, so that shit put me in a different space. As far as prep, I really don't remember. I know my prep is mostly really always the same. I wouldn't say I prep over. I never really prep over 10 days, 12 days. Nothing really over 2 weeks.
You did that in 10 days, yo?
I've never prepped for a battle. Anybody that knows me can tell you I have never. Nitty was probably the longest battle I prepped for, and that was like over 2 weeks. That was like 17 days. Other than that, like, I have never prepped for a battle over 2 weeks. Never.
I take a week just to memorize.
I have never prepped for a battle over 2 weeks, ever.
Everybody works different. Nah, because I be thinking about that John battle in which you did the John. I'm like, damn, that was too. That's like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Week,
that
might have been like around there with Nitty, and that's only because this nigga, he had me scared because he was just talking so crazy, like he just already knew he was gonna win, like, and I was just in my head like, what the fuck did this nigga got up his sleeve? Like, I know I'm not no pushover. Like, I know, like, why this nigga really feel like he just gonna beat me? Like, I didn't understand it. So, like, that, he put me in a different bag. That's why I be telling motherfuckers, like, don't provoke me. Like, that provoking shit, because then I get scared, and then I might really jump in the bag, like as far as prep, like because I be thinking too hard. Like, that was really some shit I was in with John. So that's probably I probably get that around like a good 17 days too. But other than that, like I don't niggas know me. Like I don't prep. I did that rock shit in 8 days, 7 days.
That's crazy.
That's
But
crazy.
when I say 8 days, like I'm talking his conversation. So like me and Beasley had this conversation, and he was like, yo, you prepared for Surf late. And he like, you thought you could do the same shit you did with Rock, and prepared 5-6 days. And I'm telling him like, no. When I say 5, 6, 7 days, I'm saying it took that long to make the material. Like I was done. So y'all, when I say 7 days, y'all think I'm saying 7 days before the battle, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I started, and it took me 7 days to come up with 3 rounds, and then I might have had 2 or 3 days before I really had the battle, but I'm already done. You get what I'm saying?
Okay,
So
that
like,
make a whole lot more sense. Like,
that's what I'm trying to say. So don't get it like I'm saying.
Yeah, because I've been thinking you were like 7 days before the battle. You
exactly. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. So I'm saying like I started and I was done within 7 to 8 days is what I'm trying to say. Well, other than that, I don't really prep over 2 weeks.
Is it just like the pressure you like, or is it just like you just like the like it's just hard for you to come up with material? You know what I'm saying?
It's both. It's like it's hard for me to come up with material. Like when it's so far out, that's one. And then I don't like sitting on material either. I like material to be fresh. I like my material to be fresh. Though. Like if I sit on material for too long, it's not gonna sound the same.
I know how you feel. Yeah, you
It's sort of like you start overthinking
because you start saying
exactly.
it too
Like,
much, and then you go like, "This might be trash." You feel
You
me?
never know till you try it.
Yeah, you're right about that.
But I've always thought about that. Like I've always wanted to look like not look in battle rappers' phones, but like see the material that they didn't put out. Like, oh, that was trash.
Antonio, look, I'm jealous by those battlers that they thrive when the pressure comes, and they could create some amazing shit last minute because that pressure like motivates their pen and all that. But I'm too much of a perfectionist. I want a flawless round. I don't even want to stutter, so I can't risk it.
Yeah, definitely. And that shit works against me a lot of times. But it like the times where it works against me is when I'm like versus like when I said it took me 8 days to prepare this, but that's when I took the initiative to prepare when I still got when the battle was 2 weeks out. So I prepared battle 2. The battle was 2 weeks out, or the battle was 12 days away, and I start preparing with 12 days left, and I end up finishing in 7 days. So now I still have another week left before the battle. Versus me, versus is 3 days before the battle, and I'm like, yo, if in my mind, I know when the pressure on, I can come up with the material. Now it's about remembering it for me, and what I take away from myself is like I can rap, like nobody can say I can't rap, like I can rap really well. It's the in between shit, it's all the intangibles that I take away from myself because I'm on stage trying to. I'm focusing on solely remembering the lines. Now I can't slap the floor. I can't. I shook his pride. You're not gonna get it strapped in. None of that is gonna happen right now. I'm just trying to remember this material when I'm preparing 3-4 days out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I don't need a lot of time, but I do need to prepare at least I like at least 10 to 12 days before the event.
Yes.
Like I need to be done days before at least 2 days before
10. I like 10.
Now Twork, your drugs battle, and I
use
this as like
put together shit and go 3.
You said what about the drugs battle?
Oh no, that Suge was talking.
Nigga.
Yeah, go ahead, Suge. Go ahead, Suge. I asked you that.
Man, fuck him, man. You go ahead and ask him a question.
Nah, I was saying like the drugs battle, like you know what I'm saying, like that battle to me was like because you was rapping, you know what I'm saying, just rapping, right? Not worried about there was nobody there, so there was no reaction. Like if you did that on stage, I feel like you know what I'm saying, the yield would be better. Like to me at least,
that was a different thing. Like and we did that one day. Like somebody had backed out of a battle or something, and URL called me and Drugs, because Drugs is the best thing I've ever seen late minute prep, like ever. Like I've never seen nobody do it as well as he does, because his completion rate is is damn near flawless. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I can come up with material, but I can't promise you that I'm gonna remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? But that nigga Drugs, he remembered that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
That's a
but that
fact.
Yeah,
that shit
at
was
that Henny Man card, he did that.
and it was the whole shit with me and Drugs is when we battled. Like we wrote together. Like he knew what I was gonna say to him. I knew what he was gonna say to me. It was no pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like I already knew how the battle was gonna turn out. He knew everything I was gonna say.
That makes
I knew
sense.
everything he was gonna say. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, in an aspect like that, like when you put it like that, like I can do this in one day. Like I don't gotta worry about this nigga saying something crazy or I ain't you feel what I'm saying? Like so it was really no pressure versus me trying to like with Geechee, like when I battle Geechee, like this is in the past, y'all don't kill me. Like I didn't start writing for Geechee till maybe 2 days when I got to
when you got to Atlanta.
I didn't start writing for Geechee till I got to Atlanta. And I had the material, like and this is at a time like I'm
Yeah,
now
you had a lot going on right then.
Yeah. So like I'm really, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my hotel room every night, like all night, like no sleep, just like coming up with material, like you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that is my downfall. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like it's easy for me to come up with material when it's last minute. It's just that I'm so focused on memorizing it that I'll fuck myself up. Like if I even think about in my head for the instant, like bang, 1 second, if I say I might, I don't remember this. Everything is off. So now at that point, I'm just picking shit out the air that I remember. My round is not even, I've done that so many times that my round is not even in place no more. I'm just picking shit out of the air that I remember. You know what I'm saying? I might say a bar that was in the third round, and now I got to replace that third round bar with a second round
That
bar.
showed the power of your memory. So you should write in sections.
Yeah.
Write different sections and always have that shit in your brain and always be able to pull from it.
I think mostly I just like
that's a lot harder to do.
Real Sick do that. He write in sections and he pull from here and there. He don't know what's gonna be 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, no, I do the same shit, but I don't physically like write it down. Like if I write it down, I'll write like one word down, like out of a sentence.
Yeah, I know you keep it in your head. Keep those in your head in sections. Whatever's easier for you to remember. If it's 4, 6, or 8 bars.
Yeah,
like a transition word or a transition sentence.
Yes.
Yeah. Transition is actually what helped me to remember my shit.
Like the Glock spray.
Like when y'all be making fun of me when I do like shit like long and big. I'm doing that.
That shit help a nigga.
Like y'all, I know y'all call it filler, but that's helping me remember my shit. No funny
Glock
shit.
spray.
That's a fact. Transitions be the one.
Burst.
That's why a lot of times until an MC get that transition, he don't know the next 4.
Exactly.
That shit to be killing me though. I heard a lock and roar. I've heard a lock and blast. I've heard a lock and
a lot of llamas
spray. A llama spray. Everybody do it though. Everybody do it though. Crazy. No, pistol dumping, pistol spray you. I'll be like, damn, yo.
It's like, man, I'm just watching niggas eat, man. I ain't gonna lie, like when I did the Low Sojourn and then the Rock, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm in a good space. So then when I did the surf shit, I'm like, oh man, this shit I just took like 10 steps forward and 100 steps back, and then I began so tired, like I like the fans, like I know they tired of excuses, like niggas just want to see results. So I'm on like what I'm on now is like, yo, I just feel like whole 2022. I'm just gonna rap. Like I don't even want to do no media. I don't want to do no interviews. No disrespect to 15 minutes of fame, Uncle Rod, nobody. I'm just gonna rap. Like you feel me? And I'm gonna be off the grid. Like a lot of the time, I'm gonna change like my whole money shit with you. Like it's a lot of shit I'm gonna change in 2022. Like you know what I'm saying? Cause like I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm a fucking animal.
That's what I'm saying. And when you lock in and master this shit, it's gonna be spooky for everybody, really.
Word.
I ain't gonna lie, fool. Like when I be talking to Twork sometimes and whole time, when he tell me, hey, you already got this round done, I'm like, it's over. Because I think like this nigga one of the best rappers in the fucking world.
He the best in the world. I be like, you the best.
When I hear it, my confidence and even in my pockets, I'm like, oh, I can bet on this. But look, take for instance, the surf battle. Nigga called me 2 days before. I was like, shit, I don't know. I was like, fuck. I'm like,
cause you know with the rock shit, I was calling you every day.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I knew what was good. When he called me last minute, I said, fuck. But the same thing, the nigga's so good, like this for example. How can you tell a nigga who didn't study, that just passed the test, to study again? Like, if he know that sometimes that he don't even got to study to pass the test, how do I know this time is going to be the time
because
again
this isn't
that
a
he
test,
doesn't
it's a
pass?
final. Because this is a test. This
like
ain't a test, it's a final.
For me. Like I said, I used to do my homework on the school bus, going to school, like
no cat,
and get A's and get A's and B's, like on the school bus. I remember I was in theater arts in high school, and I remember my teacher, she gave me a project. She gave everybody a project 2 weeks, to like a script, and you had to perform it in front of the class. And I had never looked at it, so I remember the day I had to perform it. I'm in the cafeteria and I'm reading over the script, and I don't like it. So I don't got her class for like another 4 periods or some shit like that. So I go to her class, and I'm like, yo, I don't like this script. Well, she's like, but you have to perform it today. I'm like, well, just give me another one. I'll remember it. She get this shit to me. Bro, I read that shit throughout, like, on my other classes. Remember that shit, gave it to her, and performed it in front of the class. This bitch was flabbergasted, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, everybody got 2 weeks to do this shit. I'm doing this shit in one day. Like, she like, oh my God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just always worked out for me that way. But I think at one point, like, I started taking advantage of it. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I got 8 days. The battle ain't until 8 days. I don't really need that much time. Like, and I start doing other shit. Like, oh, I can get it done. And now I put myself in a position to where now it's 3 days before the battle, and I don't got no shit. And now I'm like, now I'm putting stress on myself. And at that time, don't kill me. Like, I was introduced to Adderalls, and Adderalls work for me. Like, people, like, niggas be like, and I'm just telling y'all my story. Like, I'm not no druggie. I don't smoke. I don't even smoke weed. I don't pop pills. I don't do no drugs. But the shit worked for me the first time I did it, which was Charlie Clips. I didn't even show up. I showed up to Orlando with no rounds, did the Adderall shit, and lost my mind. Like, that's, and some people say that was the best first round in battle rap history. Like, that's some people's opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I did that. So, like, it was just, like, different shit that I'm getting introduced to on top of me not preparing and thinking I can get it done, that I started taking advantage. I'm like, yo, I could put, I'm putting shit off just in my head. Like, I'll be able to get it done. And then I'm putting so much stress on myself, being up on, I'm not getting no sleep. I'm not eating no food. And trying to come up with material, and then I get up there and look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just be fucked up situations I be putting myself in, to where in reality, I take the rock battle for example, because it's like, yo, it didn't take me long to come up with them 3 rounds, and I think them is some of them might be my favorite 3 rounds like ever in my career. I feel like personally. And it only took me 7 days to do that. And I still had about 4 or 5 days until the event. So I'm just at the point like, okay, like I don't, like, people say, all right, you need to prepare. As soon as you find out, you get the battle. Which the battle's a month and change ahead. I don't need to do that. I just need to start at least 2 weeks out and do it like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to I don't wait. I should just stop waiting 3, 4, 5 days before the battle and instead at least do 2 weeks. Or every day, like Beasley was telling me, like, I should just write a bar a day or 4 bars a day. And between a month and a half span, like, damn, I look up, like, damn, I got 3 rounds. If I do, like, 4 bars a day, it's just certain shit, you know, like, I just got to add to my game, you know, to get me out of this situation, you feel me?
15 minutes of fame!
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go!